The newly elected independent candidate for Foni Kansala, Honorable Almami Jiba, has vowed to unify Gambians. Mr. Jiba described himself as a unifier that would work towards unifying the Gambian people, irrespective of politics and political affiliation, culture and religion. However, Honorable Jiba replaced the long and most respectable nobleman, Honorable Musa Amunyasi, who served under Jammeh as a local government minister, governor, and the National Assembly member for a long period before losing the 2022 parliamentary elections. Details in this report by Mafuji Sise.
Teacher turns politician says the Gambia needs proper representation in terms of law, societal approach, security, which he said can be a changing point for the tiny nation. Economic forces invaded the Gambia to drive away the former Gambian leader after refusing to step down despite losing the elections. They were received with open arms and praised as heroes, but as time goes by, most oppositions are blasting the Gambian Adama Barrow for the economic overstay. And Foni, the birthplace of the former tyranny, who ruled the West African smallest nations for 22 years, is not an exception.
The occupancy that has almost set this country ablaze, those are the people in Foni. I also make sure I work towards attending that and for so doing, so as they could also leave our soil. And again, anything that is of national interest, I will be a contributing factor. And I will also be a griot that will be going within my people, and I sing them so that they will be able to pursue it to the highest order.
After the fall of the Gambian dictator Yahya Jammeh, citizens both home and abroad look forward to a new constitution, but that hope was thrown in the waste bin by NAMs alleged to have been supporting Adama Barrow's agenda, despite millions of dollars spent. But Honorable Jiba seems neither interested nor not interested in the draft constitution reincarnation.
And the other thing that I also say, the draft constitution, it is good. But I will also make sure, before we go into expenses as the previous, let's reflect back. What is in this new constitution that we think is not in line, that is, we think that is not in the interest of the people, because we waste another millions. In so doing, when you build a new constitution again, you're also going to employ another whole lot of committees. So how about those millions that are thrown away? So I believe, we should be very, very pragmatic in making sure whatever we want to bring now, let's look at the country first.
Under the former Gambian leader, Yahya Jammeh, no student paid for school fees, including the Gambia College, the only institution for teachers training. A teacher turns politician says will also advocate for a better school system.
It's also milking down. Look at institutions or schools. They are all gone back to payment. The Gambia College is all institutionalized as private. So this is how is that I think now, what was going on before, can't we do the same to make sure that education that was free, from the primary to the secondary or to the college education was free? I will make sure that all these are issues that are put in place to make sure we restructure, rebrand, and make sure we do it better for that Gambia and her people.
Since the fall of Jammeh, Foni has been a strong advocate for the return of their supreme leader. This brought division in the birthplace of the Gambian tyrant, resulting in Foni turning their back on their long-time assembly members for independent candidates for supporting the agendas of President Adama Barrow.
My people of Foni has been demilitarized for 5 years. Others are deprived of their farming. So these are all issues that I'll put to the government, so I'll put to the parliament, consultative-wise, and make sure why are these people in the first place in Foni? What law is guiding them? Is it enacted by the parliament? If it is not, I'll pass a bill to make sure they remove immediately. If that is not done, I'll also unify my people to make sure the whole world hears us. Foni has that right of freedom. Foni has that right of movement. Foni has that right of farming.
Most of the newly elected assembly members say they will be people representative and rejects laws not in the interest of the people. In an exclusive interview with this medium, the Foni Kansala Nam says will fine-tune for the Gambia to have better health, agriculture, security, tourism. For Eyeafrica TV, I am Mafuji Sise.